risk and cybersecurity investments. So when Noelia is like teaching you guys on your like MC3 tablets and what to do and like making sure you guys don't download anything or anything like that, that's one of the things that we really want to make sure you guys are like paying attention to kind of help with that. On your MC3 tablets with the Drayage technology, the business intelligence report Drayage. I know you guys use this all the time. The data-driven insights and analysis, the customer-facing dashboards, route optimization, real-time shipment visibility, PC integration, geofencing enabled. I know they have talked to you guys many times about making sure on your MC3 tablets that you guys are closing your loads as you're going through them. Your legs have to be closed as you're doing them. The reason for that is because those are things on our side with our customers, affects our KPIs, and we want to be at a high KPI to keep our customers happy on our metrics, and so that's the only way we can continue keeping our customers happy, also knowing that, hey, we're getting your loads done right, and it also affects how we bill the customers sometimes, right? So that's one thing that we want to make sure you guys are constantly staying on top of and closing your legs on time. So the transportation management system, which is your MC3 tablet, Trinium optimizes container drayage operations by providing and improving driver to dispatcher and driver to staff ratios, automating invoices and driver settlements, optimizing dispatch operations and reducing costs, forwarding revenue, and enhancing your customer satisfaction. Again, we want our customers happy, good KPI metrics, just close your loads.
Now, one of the things that is very important about MC3 and going into that slide is to target the customers, they want real-time data. They don't want an email, right? So thankfully, you guys have been doing a good job, and I just want to remind you to keep on doing a good job. So if we look to the left-hand side, we have our existing and newly awards. So we continue to have Dollar General, Neochair, Roca, Ferguson, Dart, and St. Louis Tires. Those are consistent and reoccurring contracts that we have. So our newly awarded accounts, I'm so excited to present to you guys now, and I know I've spoken to you maybe one by one, but as a whole, I wanted to identify that we have been awarded Target. That's a 2-year contract. Tractor Supply, 2-year contract. Electrolux is an 18-month contract. Ecolab, I believe it's a 1-year contract, and then we have direct with Maersk as well. So these are the reasons why MC3 is so important for you guys to use real-time updates. This helps us get these big name logos that you guys recognize on the board. So I'm very excited to have this. I know it's a little steady right now with work, but you guys, it's gonna come, and it's gonna come hard before we know it. Okay, so operational updates, or operational call-outs, excuse me. I do want to address that. We've had a really good attendance, but I want to make sure that everybody's aware. Once you use a person conveyance, you cannot go back and edit your notes. You have to put the notes ahead of time. Marina, up next.
International Road Check, May 12th through the 14th. 72-hour inspection initiate. So we have to get ready for this. They're going to be checking on the safety key areas that they're going to be checking is cargo securement, ELD tampering, brake system, lighting, and cooling devices. So remember, this is just a reminder for the drivers that don't speak enough English. That's an out of service violation. They will put you out of service if you don't understand. I sent y'all a message that I'm going to start talking to you in English. And I want you to talk to me in English too, because it's a practice for you. So
Y'all can do it, I believe you.
y'all can do it. We have several drivers that they already started, like they started talking to me in English. I know I talk to you in Spanish too, but we have to just, practice our English. Understand traffic signs. Drivers must be able to understand the traffic signs, communicate with law enforcement, and respond during emergencies, okay? 2-step evaluation process. Driver interview. English only. Traffic sign recognition test. Strict compliance. No translators allowed. Like they're not gonna allow you to bring an interpreter to translate for you, okay? So no interpreters, apps, or cue cards. A CDL is not a proof of proficiency. Drivers must demonstrate ability in real time. So you must show your ability and your understanding, okay?
So up next, we're going to look into securing the supply chain. Right now, we have Diana Castro to present the slide.
So securing the supply supply chain. So the greatest risk to supply chain are accidents, insurance, so catastrophic trucking accidents, industrial accidents, workplace employee accidents and injuries, insurance costs, and nuclear verdicts. Cybersecurity. You guys know what cybersecurity attacks are, so ransomware, technology, obsolescence, incompatibility or failure, the workforce violence, strike or civil commotion, unionization, labor availability, quality of turnover, catastrophes, extended power outages, natural disasters, hurricane, floods, tornado, wildfires, etc., fire or collapse, and the systemic cargo theft, identity theft, fictitious pickups, high volume shipper targets, BOL doctrine. So how do we address these risks? Our team, we're building and expanding risk and safety teams, crisis communication teams, training. We trained on the
use of personal conveyance. You guys are owner-operators, so you are definitely able to use personal conveyance, but everybody has to understand the correct measure of using personal conveyance. We have seen a lot of drivers where they don't know how to use it, they're just using it to try to further their loads, and that's a big no-no. So one of the things on the left-hand side, you'll see in green, proper use of personal conveyance. It is traveling from lodging and restaurant stores, commuting home from reporting location, moving your commercial motor vehicle at a safety official's request, travel to the nearest safe location after loading, which is considered a safe haven, transporting personal property while off duty. Now, to the right-hand side, you guys are going to notify, or you guys are going to see, that items that do not qualify as personal conveyance. Any movement directed by MFI, repositioning, if we tell you go bobtail to XYZ location, that is not personal conveyance, you have to be on duty. Your time has to be recorded. So traveling to maintenance, wash, inspections, fuel. Recently I saw a driver, I'm not gonna mention any names, but he was like, okay, well I didn't know I put in fuel, I did wash, I did maintenance, inspections, etc. Those are to further your business. So if it is to further your business, it is to be recorded, and this is by DOT law. So any movements placed if you're if you're placed out of service by a DOT officer, let's say he pulls you over, and you have all of these things like, he violated you for it, and hey, you're out of service, you are not able to use personal conveyance. That still qualifies under on-duty time. So what is a reasonable test? Can you get 8 hours of sleep at your destination if you only took 10 hours off? If it's no, it is not reasonable. There's no limit as to how long of a distance or time you can use personal conveyance, but it has to be considered reasonable. If a DOT officer pulls you over and says, hey, why did you drive 40, 50 miles? I understand some of the drivers live a little bit further, they can use personal conveyance, that's not a problem. But if you're driving 100, 150 miles, did you really use personal conveyance here? That's the problem that we've been kind of seeing. So one of the things that I did want to highlight on the critical message on the bottom, you can see, any misuse of personal conveyance to further a load will result in an immediate termination. DOT, FMCSA looks at that as a falsified log, so NFI will follow that. If you falsified your log by using personal conveyance, you will get immediately terminated. So I want to make sure we are proactive and not reactive. Does everybody understand what I just explained? Yes?
Yeah.
Next slide.
So every time they use the personal conveyance, they have to put the note on the side.
Oh,
What
yes,
are
they
using
do.
it for?
Yes. Anytime you use personal conveyance, you have to use notes in English. I've seen lavar ropa. That's not, or fui para la casa. That's not okay. If the DOT officer pulls you over, he might write you up for that. You can't assume they know Spanish, so you have to put it in English. If you don't know how to write it, Google it first and then type it in.
58. Excess of 16 hours, 0, and then excess of the 60 to 70 and 120 hours, 1. 30-minute break, rest, 10. Pre-trip inspection missing, 184. Post-trip inspection missing, 549. Missing logs, 207. So where are we not doing our post-trip inspection? It's 549. So I guess you're in a hurry to go home and you're not doing your post-trip and just leaving. Look at the numbers. So, we have to do a better job.
One thing I will say about that really quick is even though we would not provide you guys a violation for missing pre-trip and post-trip, if a DOT officer pulls you over, they will cite you for it because it is required by law to do your pre-trip and your post-trip. And you guys saw the numbers, it's really, really bad. There's no reason not to do it, please.
So CSA by points. Is this me?
Dos drivers.
So if they're only doing a 10-minute pre-service, post-service inspection, the company will address this top the service will be 15 to 16 minutes on that pre-service, post-service inspection.
Thank you, that was David. Okay, so CSA points by driver. So we look at the CSA points, right now we can look at, we have a total of 11 drivers that have 0 points. So we have 17 drivers that have a total of 1 to 4 points, 2 that have 5 to 7, 4 that have 8 to 12. If you reach 13, that is an immediate termination. So we obviously don't want points, not in this case, right? So NFI CSA policy, one of the things that I wanted to look into and focus on today is how do you get these points? What does it look like? You know, what is the process here? So the 10-hour service violation in 6 months, if you receive 10, you're gonna get a warning letter. So any 2 additional points within that 6 months of initial warning, you are gonna receive a final warning letter. Additional violations within 6 months of final warning do result in a driver termination. Now, hours of service CSA basics failure during roadside inspection will result in immediate final warning. You basically skip the initial warning, goes into your final, and anything after that can result in termination. Adelante. Okay, so Noelia's gonna go ahead and go into the roadside inspection.
Hello y'all, if you can see right here, this is the roadside inspection for the last 3 months. If you notice on yellow, which is us, for maintenance violation, the last 3 months we have a total of 22 violations with a total points of 213.
As well, so I kind of wanted to provide an overlap of the view as well. You can see all of our different locations across the nation. On the right, or excuse me, on the left, we have transportation, distribution, port services, and brokerage. And you can kind of see where we are scattered. We are also in Canada, so we are expanding additionally. Okay, on to the good stuff. So we have Q1 safety review. So straight into it, we're gonna go ahead and look at the 2026 accident frequency report. So what you guys are looking at right now is an overview of the first quarter. We have Q1, period 2, period 3, which is January, February, March. As you can see, this is all of our port services divisions. So to the left-hand side, you can see all the locations that we have across the nation. I did highlight us in yellow, so we have an outstanding 0 preventative accidents and DOT accidents as well. You can see total overall in our port services, we have 13 accidents, 3 of which are DOT reportable, and then Houston accidents 0. So everybody give yourselves a round of applause because we are one of 2 terminals that have 0 accidents. So let's keep it strong, guys. Next slide. Hours of service, Marina.
So back to the basis. So hours of service, 11-hour driving limit after 10 consecutive hours of duty. 14-hour on-duty window, no driving after the 14-hour. 30-minute break after cumulative hours of driving. The 30-minute break, you have to take the 30-minute break. Do it 31, just to make sure. We have drivers that they took 29 minutes and you get in a violation because you didn't take the 30 minutes break, okay? So 60 to 70 hour weekly limit applicable over 7 to 8 days. 34-hour restart resets the weekly clock. So vehicle inspections, pre-trip inspection on duty required before operating a commercial vehicle. Inspect the brakes, tires, lights, steering, coupling, securement. Lock correctly in LD, 16 minutes. So vehicle must be safe and legal. The post-trip inspection, conduct an end of driving period, report all defects, log time accurately on the LD, and then your documentation of responsibility. Manifest shipping documents, enter load trip in the ELD, verify VOLs, matches trips details, maintain accessible for DOT. Your driver responsibility, compliance requires accurate logs, inspection, and documents. Falsification or omission may result in violations and immediate termination. So, everybody understood that? ¿Todos lo entendieron?
Yes.
Sí. Okay. So, hours of violation,
Two clean inspections, and then for a total of 16 inspections, we were 16 inspections, and then we got 13% of the clean inspection, and the number of drivers out of service, and then the number of tractors out of service is 5. We can do better than that. And you can see just on maintenance violation, we have a total points of 213. We cannot reach that. We need to have a much better maintenance on our tractors while we're in the road, or even just during the weekend when we're having around. We always want to have a decent tractor. If you have a clean inspection, please do advise, because you get a $100 payment for every clean no violation inspection. Any failed inspections has to be immediately advised to us and needs to be immediately fixed. Any maintenance issues, we have 15 days to do it before we have to send it to safety. Now, just to kind of know what type of violations that we have in the last 3 months, we have one overweight ticket, inoperable required lamps, windshield damage, brakes, fire extinguisher non-compliant, frame accessory non-bolted, brake hose or tubing chaffing, and operating off a truck route. Majority of these violations are things that we can see ahead of time and try to fix it before the DOT officers will stop. Okay, so here's vehicle inspection and maintenance. As you must know, next month is actually the 3-day DOT roadside inspection. So right now we have to do the best that we can to ensure all our tires meet, are in tread depth requirements, our brakes are properly working, the lights, defrosters, heaters are working in top condition, wipers and fluid are effectively working, no air leaks, and especially for correction upholstery. During these moments is when you will see any issues that might occur, and then you go ahead and fix them before it gets a bigger problem.